So what inspired this video is my like I said, my daughter graduated 2 days ago, and we was taking photos, and the in-laws, my in-laws was telling my daughter, hey, focus on your career. It's finna happen. You about to take over the world, right? And once you come back from college, this and this, basically, your life gonna start, and so on and so forth. And so I say, come back with a husband. And they was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so that goes to show you, man, when it comes to society and the way people think, um, you know, most people try, especially in the Western world, we try to tell the young ladies to go out here and prioritize, their career path so they can be able to take care of themselves. So it's almost like we cutting a man out of the picture, and that just takes away from the family nucleus, meaning, this is what's happening, the breaking up of families. And I believe in family. And like I say, man and woman, the ultimate combination, you know, uh, that's how you procreate. I believe in family. And so I stand on that. So let's get into it.
What's next is you get out of the house and you go do your thing. That's what's next.
And come back with a husband. We believe in family. Hey, we believe in.
Auntie Bunny is calling. Auntie Bunny is.
Are y'all outside?
I'm fine. Are you here?
Yes, we are by the side door.
Oh, let me go tell the family then.
What's the superstition?
Oh, gotcha. Nice. See, we create memories right here. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video. What is it to be a full-time parent, or what is it to be a full-time father? So I just had my eldest, the trailblazer, my daughter, to graduate 2 days ago. And so it's been a journey. It's been a journey. When I say a journey, I mean a full-time journey. Doctor appointments, doggone PTA meetings, Title I meetings if your school is a Title I, Title I, Title II, whatever, title your school is. Soccer practice, soccer games, cheerleader practice, cheerleader games, track practice, track games, junior high, elementary, junior high, high school, robotics, science club, all that stuff, honors, National Honor Society, Young Ladies of Distinction, you name it. I'm gonna have to pick back up this vlog. My wife just texted. She say call me when I get a chance. So let me call my wife. See, that's what I'm saying. All right, guys, I'm back. So yeah, that was wifey, man. Her and my eldest, they out right now down at the AU. That's Atlanta Universities, and they don't, they out there taking care of the particulars, getting everything straightened out. And so clearly they were successful at the attempt, so they en route, and there's a little traffic, but she's just checking on me, and she gonna grab some takeout. She didn't know about eating anything today. So yeah. So that's, again, man, that family stuff, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. Like I say, it's lost. You don't see much of that, anymore. And but anyway, so where I was going with this whole full-time father, full-time parent, field trips, all of these different events, being supportive, not just protective physically, but mentally and even spiritually, just equipping my children, but with it being my daughter, like I say, she's the trailblazer, firstborn. And so it's like, my whole objective, is and was to prepare her for the world the best I know how while I'm here, and give her as much game as I can. So I started as early as 5 years old when it comes to talking about love and relationships, man and woman, you know, being an ultimate combination, because, you know, they growing up during a time where it's like everyone that's part of the alphabet community, I think some just joined because it's a fad and it looked cool, or that's what they was around, so they decided to just try it out. You know what I mean? I don't think all of them are like genuinely like homosexual. So, you know, I've been preaching to my children that, you know, hey, listen, male, female, you know, that duality, you know, the ultimate combination that balances man and woman. So once my daughter showed interest in junior high that she, you know, like boys, then I was okay with her dating, you know what I'm saying? And so, and not to put all, you know, her business out there, you know what I'm saying? She's a child, man. But I just explained to her, you know, the difference between you know, adult relationships and puppy love. And so that way she understand that, you know, what she's experiencing in junior high and high school is puppy love. You know, it's puppy love, you know, and you know, and so anywho, she had that understanding. So yeah, you know, I can't speak for all other fathers or what have you, but again, man, you know, being a full-time father, like I say, you know, coming home every night, you know, I'm not out on the road, you know, I'm not remote, but you know, I work my job full-time, and I come home, so I'm there every day, make sure my children, everyone is accounted for, you know, things like that. But I do want to touch on love and relations, and I want to stay there, you know, so this whole, you know, dating, you know, it's like giving my daughter the game was very important to me, because I believe in family. I believe the family is the nucleus. I believe family create communities, you know, and, you know, when you have a family, you value your community more. And that's what I believe, you know, and so that's what I teach. And now some will argue and say, hey, to each his own, you know, this way right here works for me, and this way works for me, and this way work for this person, and that's all well, fine and dandy. But the way I teach, you know, my children is, you know, again, we believe in family, and so we want to be able to perpetuate life through you know, procreation. So therefore, you know, we are heterosexual, you know, man and woman, you know. So for my son, you know, I look forward to you finding a respectable, peaceful young lady slash wife. And then the same for my daughter. So in giving her the game, you know, hey, young lady, I need you to understand and understand that right now, when it comes to your value, you at the peak of your value, you know. And you know, as early as junior high, you know, hey, you have your V card, you're not sexually active, you that nice luxury slash sports car that's on the showroom floor, you know what I mean? You know, your value, your value don't depreciate until you leave the lot, is what I'm saying. And so therefore, a lot of young ladies need to know that, because you know, what happens is, now I want to be clear, and like I say, I don't want to step on any toes, and I don't want to offend anyone. If you know to yourself, hey, I'm boy crazy, I wish to be promiscuous, I'm going to engage in short-term relationships until I decide I'm serious about life, then by all means, this is your human experience, that's your choice. Hey, live with your choices. Just know that there's consequences, you know, and repercussions for the decisions that you make. Just know that, you know what I mean? And know that, remember that. For my daughter, as I explained, you know, like, hey, listen, I need you to know, if you're gonna date short term, you need to know to yourself that you're dating short term, okay? And not just that, if you're dating to marry, then, you know, that need to be clear from the get-go, that you're dating to marry. That way, some young guy's not wasting his time, because a lot of these young boys are just that. They young boys, you know what I mean? Many of them don't have that father figure or that male mentor to give them the game to know what it is to be a man, you know, a provider, a protector, you know, and that's on all levels, you know, when I say provide and protect, because, you know, females, they like and they need security. Right now, when I ask my daughter, hey, if your guy friend right now are going to buy a house next week, would you want to move in with him? She didn't feel comfortable moving in with him right away because of security. Do he know how to maintain, pay the bills? Do he have it together? And so that's a clear indication that women value security and need security. So back to a lot of the pointers that I gave my daughter, and it's like, hey, date for marriage. So while you dating, the whole goal is, you getting to know that person, and you dating to get married. Not, okay, I date, we've been together 6 months, we've been together a year, now I owe him something for JJ. No. That's not how that go, because you have everything to lose while a young man have everything to gain. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times coming out of high school, a lot of these young boys, they don't have A1 credit. They're not homeowners. They don't have a career. Therefore, that's not your man. You still bank and depend on me. I'm your man, the father. Okay? Hence the reason I'm vetting the courtship. When it comes to courtship and vetting, your relationship, this is where I come in as a protector and as a loving father. And this is what a lot of young ladies and a lot of young girls miss growing up in their childhood. This is what they miss. A real father figure, somebody who cares for them, to say, you know what, I'm going to give you the game. I don't want the game to be ran on you. I'm going to give you the game so you'll know what to look out for. And hence, again, that's the reason for courtship, and that's the reason for me vetting the whole process of dating. Now, in today's society, hookup culture has become very popular. Meaning, hey, man, to get out of the way, let them figure it out, such and such, this and this. Hey, the piece of tradition that we're holding on to and being old school, I'm going to exercise it. And this is just how I run my household, and this is how we do our thing. So even, and meeting, her male friend, that's how I refer to him, her male friend, because like I say, it's just the introduction. You guys getting to know each other. It's puppy love. You don't have it together. I even explained to the gentleman in junior high as well as the one in high school, because she had a guy friend she thought she would be able to hang on to from junior high. And that didn't work. Like I say, young folks, man, they're outgrow a situation, I'm not saying you can't be practical too soon, but a lot of young folks, they outgrow a situation. They think this is what they like and want, and then they find out, hey, I was just young and immature. And so, anywho, as I explained, hey, look, young fella, right now her value is more than yours. She has everything to lose, and you have everything to gain. Now, when tables turn, and I even asked a question to one of the young fellas, hey, imagine you having a house. Imagine you having your career. Imagine you having your A1 credit. Will it be easy for you to want to marry a woman then? And the answer was no. Because what happened was, this young guy realized, I got a lot to lose. In marrying this young lady, I got a house at stake. I got my career. I got A1 credit. I got a lot to lose. But right now you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. So if she's, if a female give up the V card, they don't get that back. They don't get it back. And that's what a lot of young fellas have to understand. If you're looking for a snack and you're looking for something to toy around with, find the one that's on your level, the one that's saying, you know what, I just want to date around. We just a little high school thing, and then let that be that. But if you're looking to go and get the good girl and turn the good girl out, you messing up a potential wife for a respectable young man, and you have to know that. And if you have the right male mentor, you will learn that. It's not for us to go out here and to taint all of the good girls. I'm gonna turn her out. I'm gonna turn her out. That's not the goal. That should not be the mission, to turn out the girls. Because think about it. If you love your mother, if you love your grandmother, if you love you grow to love your, you grow and get to a position where you have a daughter one day. You wouldn't want that to happen to your loved one. So be respectful of someone else's loved one. Okay? So again, because I don't want this video to be long, people attention span, but also when it comes to young men, like I say, when you work hard and you obtain a home, you earn your career path, your career to sustain life, and you got your A1 credit, and you out here and you feeling on top of the world, you're gonna realize, you have more options. Because what young lady don't want a man who has it together? So the whole time you're young and you focusing on building your value, this is all part of building your value. Having that career path, earning 6 figures or more, earning, 75,000 or more, but just being able to make great decisions, financially, through financial literacy, and having your stuff together and making the good choices. And so, again, a lot of you guys, you think you're getting over and you try to finesse the situation. Had a young guy to tell me, hey, yeah, I'm Christian. And it's like, I don't think he realized who he's talking to. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. Yeah, I'm a Christian. He's telling me, yeah, I'm a Christian. And in the same breath, you just told me how you don't believe in marriage because you never seen marriage. Well, growing up, I never seen marriage to work. I never seen it work. I don't know too many people that are married and then, hung on to a marriage. And so, you don't believe in marriage. So if you don't believe in marriage, what you're telling me is you're fixing to go and make somebody's daughter a baby mom because you don't believe in marriage. Holy matrimony. That's spiritual. Some will argue and say, oh man, this day and age, it's a third party. The state is involved. Marriage is a business. Most relationships, a certain percentage of relationships are business. Yeah, you're going to engage in business. You're sharing a home together. You're co-parenting. Like a large part of a relationship is business. But when you tell me you don't believe in marriage, then you telling me that you're going to make somebody's daughter a baby mom. And therefore, you about to create another broken home, because if you're not married to the mom of your child, what's the chances of y'all living together and working out a relationship if though you're married when you're not? What's the chances of you putting in that work like you're married, make it make sense? So, a lot of times you got to watch who you're talking to. Or should I say, know what you're talking about? Because, just think about it. And then, and I'll leave it alone after this. You tell me you don't believe in marriage, you didn't see it work, and that, it's a good chance you may not get married one day. But then, like I say, the same breath, you tell me a later time that you are a Christian. So as a Christian, do you have and practice sex before marriage? Or do sex come after marriage? I mean, especially if you represent Christianity. Make it make sense. And seeing this is where you catch them trying to finesse and run that cheap behind game. Like, nah, you got to run that on somebody who don't know any better. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I tell this one gentleman, I say, hey, listen, okay, I get it. You don't believe in marriage. You never seen it work, and therefore you don't believe in it, so it's a good chance you may not get married one day. Okay. You never seen Jesus, but you believe in Jesus. Now, make it make sense that you never seen Jesus, but you believe in Jesus. You never seen a marriage, so you don't believe in marriage. You got me there. Yeah, I bet I did. Because see, I'm not a female. You're not finna run that cheap game and manipulate me and run that cheap behind game on me. That's not gonna happen. That's why I'm the father. All right? That's why I'm the protector. And this is why it's imperative that fathers spend that time, that quality time, in raising their children and giving them the game. All right? That's what we call it, that's what I've been calling it for years. That's still like a street term that I have to let go. But you give them the skinny. How's that? You give them the drop. You give them the skinny. This is how this. Look out for this. Look out for that. And so therefore they can protect themselves, because like I say, as a father, who don't want the best interest in their child, their children. Okay. So You know, as a father, that's the last thing I would want to do. I believe in courtship. I believe in vetting the process. The last thing I would want to do is send my daughter out into the world alone. All right, young lady, when you come back from college, I hope you're ready to tell me, you know, hey, Papa, hey, you know, you're right. I'm ready for marriage. You know, I'm ready to start my family. I mean, you know, it's nothing like, you know, pick your career path. You know, you can go out here and work. Your husband can go out here and work. If you want to do it the full traditional way and not have to work and have a man to take care of you, just know that it's a price for that. To go and get the 1% top of the line, you know, to go and get that type of breadwinner, is true. He has options. All of the women, white, black, Asian, want that type of guy. He is in high demand. Being that it's a shortage on good men and well, not I mean, every man who makes well, that don't mean he's a good man, but being that there's a shortage, like, I mean, like, it's a small percentage of men who earn over 6 figures and just do extremely well in life. You know, if you want that top tier guy, you definitely want to maintain and keep your leverage. And when I say maintain and keep your leverage, you don't want to be used up out here. You not like the other girls. You won't be able to sing that song about, oh, I didn't have my father. No one told me better. I wasn't given the game. Every day, if I have to lecture you, I would do it. I am a full-time father. I'm a full-time parent. I'm not looking for no pat on the back. And let me say this real quick too, because a lot of women, you know, oh, we need more real men. We need more real men. Until a real man show up, now it's toxic masculinity. Oh, that's toxic masculinity. Women want to be able to finesse, and like I say, they want to be able to manipulate, gaslight, and finesse a situation. That's where many of them power lie. And that's the ultimate deception, because again, you know, it's almost like they competing for the man's spot. I want the authority of a man, and the authority and the respect of a man. I want the responsibility of a child, but I want the attention of a goddess, a submissive, beautiful, sexy goddess. Like, that's cap, man. It's like it's like, again, it's manipulative. It's a finesse. So be careful out here, guys. Last but not least, because like I told you, I don't want it to be too long, and I have to do a part 2 to be continued. But last but not least, like I say, when it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to young girls picking their career path and prioritizing their bag over our family, then like I say, that's also a choice that you have to live with. You know, do you want to be in family mode? And to be in family mode, you can have a career and still be in family mode. But just know that it's gonna be hard trying to juggle it all. And when I say juggle it all, okay, I got me a career and I want to prioritize my bag. Now I want to be a full-time wife. Now I want to be a full-time mother. So you're gonna be a full-time mother and give your child or your children full-time attention, but then your husband need full-time attention and care, and then your job need full-time attention and care. These are things you have to talk about, and these conversations have to be had. And like I say, back to having a real man around. Ladies, when you come to the realization and you recognize a real man, respect the real man. Money don't define a real man. How much a man make doesn't define him, and that doesn't qualify him to be a real man, because he earns a lot. So like I say, a lot of y'all single moms, y'all gonna have to step y'all game up, because like I say, they're trying to be the mother and the father. It's not working. Our community is taking a beating. We out here getting our behinds tossed up out here behind that. So like I say, the breaking up of homes and saying, you know what, I can do it all by myself, I don't need no man, that's very disrespectful. Because you have a father, you have a brother, and many of you have sons. So to say that you don't need a man, that's cap. That is a lie. So y'all have to watch our mouth, man, because that's hurtful. Like I say, real men, we put our lives on the line for you all. We still doggone believe in doggone chivalry. You know, we hold the door, we give you our seats. You know, many of us throw our jacket down across the mud puddle. You wait here. I'm gonna go and get the car. I'm gonna go and get the truck so you don't get soaking wet in the rain. Like, there's still gentlemen out here. And so you guys, you know, I know you just hurt and you coming from a place of hurt. And like I say, you just need to slow down and be more mature and open-minded about what it is we dealing with, not just as a race, but as a people. In conclusion, guys, like I say, you know, would a real man stand up? You know, would a real women stand up? Like I say, anything worth having is worth fighting for. You know, some people get it, some people never get it. Some people want to play the field their whole life. Some people want to push off the responsibility on the mom. The moms, you know, some moms want to push off the responsibility on the dad. And like I say, the child is the one in the middle who end up getting hurt. You know, due to the parents not being able to co-parent and being not being mature enough to operate and maintain a relationship. You know, getting caught up in these fairy tales and this is how love's supposed to be. This is what I want. And it ain't, you know, and you're not focused on what you need to do. You're not focused on your duties, your department. Focus on your department and quit going to look for trouble and look for mess. Focus on your department and your duties and play your part. And the same thing go for the man. You know, but like I say, this will have to be continued, and we'll have to do a part 2. But young ladies, if you got real fathers in your life, or you got a real man to give you the game, soak up the game and make some legit decisions, and don't go out here passing yourself around. Don't go out here passing yourself around, because like I say, everybody done test drove, and then you get to the point where you finally reach maturity, whether that's your 30s and 40s, and now you want a real man to come in and to clean up the mess, you know. Or let me not even call it mess, because like I said, if your standards are not super high, and you say, you know, let me find somebody on my level. I've been out here and I've been active. Let me find somebody who's been out here and been active, and say, hey, listen, we're done with it. That's behind us. Let's do what we need to do. Then that's fair game. But to go out here and I want the best man, the high earning man, the tall man, the one that's good in bed, the one that's only gonna be loyal and monogamous and take me on vacations and do all of the great stuff for me, knowing you done been out here and you gave little Pookie a baby, you gave little Do Dirty baby. And let me say this real quick, man. Look, I know I say I'm finna end it, but let me say this real quick, and then after this I'm done. Seriously, guys, I'm gonna say this real quick and I'm done. A lot of you females went out here and y'all gave Pookie a baby. Y'all gave Do Dirty baby. Do Dirt ain't gave you no ring. Do Dirt never had no career. Do Dirt ain't even there for his child. Do Dirt had a baby already from that other female, and y'all still gave little Do Dirt a baby. Pookie had 2 babies with 2 different baby mamas, and y'all turned around and you still gave Pookie a baby. Y'all are manipulating and y'all gaslighting and y'all are finessing the situation. Y'all going out here doing whatever y'all want. Y'all been sexually liberated. Y'all done got the freedom to, and power struggle to go out here and do and call shots and do whatever you want. And then doggone, when you want to hit the light switch off, to say, you know what? Nope. I want to stop all of that mess that I made. Now I just want the good do, and now I want to do right. It don't work like that. It's consequences and repercussions behind your actions and choices that you've made. You need to understand that and understand that. And so, again, all of y'all out here saying it ain't no good man, it ain't no good man. Who are y'all having children with? Who y'all having babies with if there's no good man? Who are y'all having babies with if there's no good men? I am waiting. Right. That part. Don't but you can leave it in a comment. You can tell me to my face. Who are y'all having these babies with? Y'all are breaking up the homes, and if y'all made the decisions to say, you know what, I'm not just gonna spread myself around, I'm gonna wait until marriage and I'm not giving it to nobody, then guess what? Men will have to they will have to strengthen their game. They will have to strengthen their game. And last but not least, like I say, that long laundry list of requirements and things that y'all demand from men, you probably can get that if you're a virgin. If you saved yourself, you probably can get all of what you're asking for only if you saved yourself. But if you've been out here and, like I said, you gave Pookie, Ray, and Lil Do Dirt them a child, and he ain't have to do all of that real man stuff, why you even looking for a real man to come in and clean up they mess? Why? because you want to do what you want to do and you just want to have your way. And you don't want to be held accountable for Nathan. Nothing. You don't want to be held accountable. So, like I say, you can't manipulate and gaslight and finesse your way all the way through life, even though many of you try. Over and out.